Welcome to this demonstration of the Individual Delivery Profile, or IDP. I'd like to first go through a little bit of background. What is the IDP all about? And effectively, as you know, ASQA requires that we all keep records of our currency and qualifications. And we do that within the statewide system of people at TAFE. Now, your ability to create this IDP is actually reliant on data that you've entered already into your KIC, or keeping it current form. So the IDP individual delivery profile replaces the teacher qualification matrix or staff qualification matrix in the TAS, and it provides a summary of what you're currently teaching or assessing. So that means that every time that there's a change to your delivery your delivery schedule, you'll need to change your teaching, your IDP to reflect that. The information is pulling directly from what you've got in People at TAFE personally. It's entirely tailored to you. The IDP then provides head teachers with a summary of who is teaching what and links to the evidence. And also from a teacher point of view, the IDP remembers how you've demonstrated vocational competency and currency for units in the past, so you don't need to start from scratch each time. So this is a bit of a visual how it links together. You use the KIC form to get information into People at TAFE, and then you can use that within your IDP. And the IDP then replaces the teacher qualification matrix within the TAS. So, as I said, you can use the KIC form to get your information into People at TAFE. Before you can use things within People at TAFE, you'll need to have added your professional reflections. Before you can use it within your IDP, you'll need to have completed your professional reflection. And also we're assuming that you've completed any vocational competency mapping tool prior to beginning your IDP. So let's jump into the People at TAFE system now. So here you can see there's the KIC, or keeping it current form, I've mentioned a few times, and then here is a link to the Individual Delivery Profile, IDP. Let's open that up just by clicking. And you can see on this first screen here that there are a bunch of details about me. Now, if there's anything wrong here or they need to be changed, I would strongly encourage you to jump out of this form and then go to My Details and click the pencil icon there, and here you can edit things. So here, for instance, I can make the changes. Do I deliver, am I a TVET staff member, or do I deliver a high-risk course, etc.? And you can see I have 3 line managers, Natalie, Rodney and Tanya. So here I'm going to make the changes that I need to make, and then I'm going to save and close that. Okay, so let's jump into the IDP again. So here you can see we have a series of tabs across the top. And before we get into anything else, I'm going to highlight the Teaching and Assessment Requirements tab. This is about I can be a teacher, whereas Industry Requirements tab is I can teach this content because. So it's really important to have that distinction clear in your mind. So let's jump into the Teaching and Assessment Requirements tab. And this, as I said, we're going to ask what qualifications and currency do I have that allows me to be a teacher. And so here you can see this is the information which is completely tailored to me. So I've uploaded my Cert 4 in TAE 40116 and a grad certificate. So it's my TAE 40116 that I want to tick here. And what currency do I have? So I've got my qualification, here's my currency. This is currency that I've personally added into the People at TAFE system using the KIC form. And capability development, these are activities that have been organised through TAFE and that I've registered for through People at TAFE, such as a course I attended, or here is my mandatory training as well, and then some other courses that I might have attended. So here I'm going to select what is applicable, my assessment design, copyright and referencing, and developing teaching and learning resources. So I'm going to untick values-based leadership because that doesn't apply here. Now, if I wanted to add something, let's say I wanted to add in cybersecurity awareness. Now, if I go to click on that, it actually says that there is a missing reflection. If I'd like to use it as evidence, please click the pencil icon to add a reflection and try again. So that's what I can do here. And here I can describe how this activity impacts on my teaching and assessment. So I would complete those questions, I would press save and close, and this will become immediately available for me to select. So once I've selected my qualifications and my currency activities, I can move on. So I'm going to press save and validate. So it says I've successfully saved and there are no errors. Lovely. So let's move on to the Training Products tab. So this is where I select courses to be delivered and or assessed in the upcoming assessment. So as my schedule changes, I'll need to submit a new IDP. So first of all, I'm delivering a Cert 3 in individual support. So here we go. This is all the offerings generated from EBS. And so I can go down and I can click my Cert 3, and then I'm going to use the arrow to add it. Next, I'm going to go, I also deliver a Cert 4 in aging support. Here's the list, and I just need to choose the correct version that I deliver, click it, and add to the right. Now you'll see here that the IDPs remembered that I used to deliver a Cert 4 in Human Resources. So what I can do is select that and remove it by using this arrow because I no longer deliver it. So here we go, I can save and validate and move along to the next tab, Units. So here are the Cert 3 units. And you'll see down here the Cert 4 units. Now you see some of these are greyed out, and that's because it's a duplicate from the course above. So we can just focus for those. If I wanted to select Use Business Technology, I'll actually be selecting it at the top here. So that's what I'm going to select, Use Business Technology, provide basic foot care, and work with diverse people. I'm going to save and validate. And then I'm going to move on to the Industry Requirements tab. So this is where you ask yourself the question, what qualifications and currency do I have that allows me to teach and to assess these specific units? So here we go. Use Business Technology. This is something that I teach, and I hold the current unit within my Cert 4. Now I come across here to my 2 columns of currency activities, and I have a look, and actually I don't have any currency that I've uploaded that I can use, which is problematic because I can't demonstrate that I'm current. So either maybe I haven't uploaded some currency activities, and so maybe I just need to go back to, I'm going to save and validate here, and then I would go back to my kick form, I would upload those currency activities and the evidence, it would be approved, and then I could select it here. Perhaps I don't have currency activities, in which case I could have a think about how I might want to demonstrate that I am current, or I could discuss with my colleagues how they're demonstrating currency, and failing that I could speak with my head teacher about that. Now you notice that when I saved and validated before, it did tell me that there were some errors in the form, so we're going to begin working through those now. Provide basic foot care. Do I teach or assess it? Both. And I currently, I demonstrate equivalence using a vocational competency mapping tool. So I'm going to select there. And I look down this list, and here is my vocational competency mapping tool. I've given it the unit number and the unit name. So that's really helpful because I can identify it very easily. I've also, for demonstration purposes, included an unhelpful naming convention, because if I have multiple vocational competency mapping tools, this really isn't going to help me identify the correct one. Next, I'm going to select my currency, palliative care, and perhaps I'm a bit light on currency here, only selecting one thing. That's something for me to think about. There we go, and maybe there's 2 things for me to select. Maybe I need to add some more still. That's something your head teacher will be able to provide you guidance on. With work with diverse people, it's something I teach and I assess. I hold the current unit in my Cert 4, and then I'm going to select my currency activities. There we go. So here I can save and validate. The system will check if there's any other errors, and there aren't any, and so I can click OK. Next, I'm going to go to the Submit and Approve tab, and here you'll see that I have that list from that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and I can select that person to approve my IDP. Now, because I need to get some more currency activities for that business technology unit, I'm actually going to save this for later. And I can close that down. Now, when I come back to this, I'm actually just going to refresh my screen. When I've uploaded that currency and it's been approved in the system, I can come back into the My Submissions area and go to that IDP that we were just working on. And here under the industry requirements, you can see everything that we were working on together just a moment ago. Now, a couple of other things that I wanted to share with you. If you're needing some support, you can go to the People at TAFE Support Resources page, and here you'll find any training sessions that we're running, as well as available resources. And so there is a QRG for the IDP here that might be helpful to you. There's also videos, QRGs on the KIC form itself. Another resource that I wanted to share with you is this one here. It's so helpful. There is so much, there's so much information in here. So Capability Central, Education Quality, and then Demonstrating Vet Currency and Competency Workshops. So this one here is a link to the roadmap, the staff Moodle, examples of vocational competency mapping, and then also guides for reflective practices. And then all the written directions with regards to currency and competency. So the examples here have all been approved and reviewed by Standards and Compliance, so you'll know that you're reviewing quality information there. The roadmap as well, this is a great support resource which will link you to all the different resources that are available. So at this point, I'm just going to quickly point out for head teachers that might be watching this video, if you go to My Team and IDPs, here you can see your direct reports or directs plus 1 or 2. And to insert an IDP or link it to a TAS, what you can do is right-click on this hyperlink. You can copy the link address and you can pop that straight into the TAS. Two things to note here. One, the link never changes, so it remains static for each person all the time. Two, if they haven't done their IDP yet, this link will still be available for you to select, and you can pop it straight into the TAS. And then once the IDP is completed, it will link once that data is there. So you can do all of your links before people have their IDPs approved. And that will save you some admin time as well. So I hope that's been helpful. If you do have any questions, you can always email us at people@tafenewsouthwales.edu.au. Many thanks.